Hello everyone, we are back at the Login Lounge in Camberley. It is the summer holidays, can you believe it? This year is flying by. I mean, it will literally be Christmas before we know it. Okay, I'll stop. You don't need that to think about that right now. I have the lovely Madeline here with me today. Have I said that right? Have I said it right?
You have.
Oh, thank God. And we had Craft Coop in recently, and they have lots of individual people who create things, and they have their own shelves there with different items that they made. And you make some wonderful jewelry, don't you?
I do. So my little brand name is called Of Books and Hooks. I've heard books and hooks, hooks and books, book hook things. So it's okay if no one remembers it.
Which is why I said, can you say it just in case I get it wrong?
No, I get it. And it's because I have, like many crafters, I'm a multi-crafter. So I started as a crochet pattern designer, and I was creating crochet patterns to go with audiobooks, because I was working for an audiobook company at the time. I know. And that's where the books and the hook came from. And then when I fell in love with polymer clay jewelry, which I'm modeling.
Some of the earrings here. Gorgeous. For those who are only listening, I'm looking at these gorgeous earrings that Madeline has made. But yes.
So if you ever played with like Fimo clay or Fimo clay when you were little, I just never grew up. And so when I fell in love with that, I was like, earring hooks. It works. I won't change anything and everyone will immediately get it. And
it goes so well with your outfit as well. You've really matched beautifully there.
Thank you. Yes, I have like a whole scheme. Even when I do markets, I have a whole wardrobe that I just wear at markets.
Wow.
I know.
So have you got some stalls coming up soon?
Yeah, so I'm kind of on a circuit these days where I do something every weekend. So regularly I'm available in the Craft Coop. We have 5 shops. So we have Bracknell, High Wycombe, Camberley, Windsor, and Maidenhead. And I sell in Camberley, Bracknell, and Windsor. And this weekend I'll be in the Nicholson Centre in Maidenhead on Saturday, and then I'll be at Crocus. It's a garden center in Dorney Court. So I'm all over the place.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's amazing. In this area, there's so many opportunities for small business owners and artisan crafters to engage one-on-one with customers and get out of our studios where we're like, is that anything I do actually good?
Well, especially since COVID, it's just so nice to be out there with people and mingle and show off your stuff face to face.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. And really, it can be so lonely what we do alone in our like little creative brains.
Yeah.
And so community initiatives and markets and opportunities to talk to people are not just good for local buyers to support creativity locally, but they're also an opportunity for us to engage with other like-minded business people, to speak to customers and understand what our consumer wants directly, to commercialize art, which, dang, that's hard. I mean, seriously, figuring out how to sell what's inside your brain.
Yes.
It's a really hard thing.
Do you offer bespoke jewelry? Have you had people say, oh, that's what, can you make me some? Oh, lovely.
All the time. My ultimate dream would be to have a bridal party, do a collection made of the same pattern, but in different styles. This is my like
bridesmaids, flower girls, brides.
Exactly. So one day.
Oh, well, you heard it here. You heard it here first.
I know.
So you do. You also do life coaching.
Yeah, actually. Yeah. So my business. So I used to be a marketing consultant. Once upon a time, I realized I hated what I did, which feels like sacrilege considering you guys are marketing support for local businesses.
But I guess no disrespect to a lot of other companies, but some places it's boring.
Yes.
And just mind numbing. So this is fun.
Yeah.
But for some people this would be hell.
Oh yeah.
I know friends who are like, oh my God, I don't know how you do what you do. I would not want to get on camera or mic. No. I'm like, I love it. I've always loved performing arts in some way.
Good.
So it's finding what works for you. If you're like, I'm good at this, but not in this field, where can I take it? And you've found somewhere to take what you're good at.
Yeah, and I love that you just touched on figuring out what you're good at. So the reason why my jewelry business has been thriving alongside my coaching practice is because I focused on what brought me energy and what brought me joy in my business. So when I'm alone creating in my studio, I don't really worry about the money side of things. I know
Yeah.
that sounds privileged, but it's because I'm focused on the creation, the act of creation in the moment.
It's
and
a hobby at the same time, isn't it?
Exactly. It's a
Yeah.
love. I always
Yeah.
say like it's a labor of love. Whenever anyone asks me, how long does it take? I'm like, please don't ask me that question. And so by focusing on that, by understanding my values, understanding what's important to me as a business owner,
Yeah.
by growing my business from a place of energy rather than just focusing on money and having a healthier money mindset,
Yeah.
I could lean in to my craft, and my customers noticed. Like my
Yeah.
joy creeps out in my outfits and my earrings, in my
And
interactions.
how you talk about, I was going to say, this it's there, you're buzzing.
I like to hope so.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, and so in my coaching practice, I'm a self-awareness coach, which basically means that I believe the world would be a better place if everyone were more aware of how they worked, their values, what was important to them,
Yeah.
and built their lives around that rather than constantly trying to judge and conform to what we think is normal or acceptable.
Yeah.
So
Or
whether
focusing on the wrong things. Well, what is you focus on what has been good? You know, my friends, when they've had bad days and it's always on that, I go, right, the next few days I want you to do one for me. Find something positive, even if it's just that cup of tea in the morning that has made you go, oh, I'm awake. Just find one thing positive each day
Yeah.
for me, you know, just to try and it does help.
Yeah, I mean, you're a good friend to have if that's the advice you're giving your
Oh,
friends.
thank you. I try.
But it's true. Our brains are lazy machines. They will confirm what we tell them. So if you wake up every day and you're like, I hate my life,
Yeah.
your brain's going to confirm it. It doesn't want to fight you.
It does. I've heard that, and you've got. I know it's hard, and I know life tests us.
Yeah.
But we only get one life, and
It's true.
you've got to make the most of what you've got.
It's
and
true.
Yeah, you really have.
It's true. So nothing gives me greater joy as a coach when I'm at a market, someone will have bought a pair of earrings, they go away, and then I see them again like an hour later, and they're like, look, I already got compliments. And I'm like, yes.
Yes.
if something I've created has helped you build your confidence and make you feel like you're living your full, truest, authentic, joyous, colorful self, then my earring company is exactly what I want to do as a coach as well. So they feed into each other.
Oh, that honestly, that sounds great. So obviously, as well as working the craft Coop,
Yes.
how can people reach you? Like, are you on Instagram,
Oh,
Facebook,
yeah.
and have you got separate ones for both things, for the jewelry as well as your
The
life coaching?
Yes. So the jewelry business is Of Books and Hooks, all written out. So OFBOOKSAND. HOOKS. And it'll pop up. It's such a random name. It'll come up. That's on
Also,
Facebook. And
Jack will put all the links underneath, so you can go ahead and click and start following and checking them out.
Jack.
And yeah,
Thank you, Jack. And the other one, so my coaching practice is called Know Me, and I actually do it in tandem with my mom, who's a licensed therapist. So we're a duo from both sides of mental health support. And so that's knowme.coach. So that's our website and also our handle on Instagram and TikTok, because I am youthful.
Jack is on TikTok, even though he's I don't know what I was going to say there. You're older than me, Jack, in the nicest way, but it's very amusing.
I'm the old fart, am I? I see. I get that.
No, but I'm useless. I am not on TikTok. Friends send me the odd video, but I'm like,
It's a lot of work.
There's so many social media platforms.
It's a lot of work.
But if it's working and it's helping to get you noticed for your business and you're enjoying it, then fantastic.
The way I like to think of almost any social media platform is if you take like the numbers out of it for a moment and you just focus on like, what message do I want to get out to the world?
Yeah.
It just takes the pressure off, because what makes social media miserable is when we focus on vanity metrics. We're just like, oh, how many likes can I get, or how many follows can I get? And so the way I think of it, especially for my coaching practice, is if 10 people saw the video about how to set healthy boundaries, I've helped 10 humans potentially to set a healthy boundary. And to me, that's enough.
Yeah.
You know?
The other way you can also look at it as well is don't let the trends of those platforms make you become like, I've got to get a video out now.
Yeah.
I haven't done for one for
Conform
about
to
half
the
an hour,
norm.
True.
Yeah. Just don't follow those. I think platforms should follow what people want to do.
Yes.
Because again, like you're saying, if you've got to publish, like when you get people saying you've got to publish every single day on this and a day, when you look at it, they think, well, where am I going to get time to do my business?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about this yesterday actually, and I help my husband with his business social media.
Yeah.
And I originally, and it was like this quite some time ago now, wasn't it? You were told, right, if you want to start building and get people to see you, you need to post 3 times a day. I'm like, what? Because one story, one reel, one this. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
No, it's just not going to happen. It's just not. I mean, and you know, I was like a couple of times a week, but then also people, they'll stop following because it's just, you're too much. It's like, I don't, you know, there is a point where I love seeing your stuff, but you're literally taking up my timeline completely.
Yeah, and it's about quality over quantity, isn't it? And I think this is what's difficult is when in any business, when you are creating content for an invisible person that you haven't defined or ever met in your life, it gets overwhelming like this because we're like, what do they want? I don't understand what they need. I'm just going to keep putting things out there and like spaghetti method it and hope that something sticks. Yeah. Which is why, circling back to markets and things, like starting in an in-person scene, having opportunities like the Craft Coop is so valuable to small business owners because we get to meet the person in person. Yeah. And then when I'm posting on social media, I know who I'm talking to because I've met them in person. And I know what questions they ask me because they ask me every market. How long does it take you to make this? How do you make this? You know, how do you get your inspiration? What does it look like? How many markets do you do? And I answer those questions with my content. So when they stick around, it's because it's a continued conversation with people I've already met rather than like a random like shot in the dark or the abyss of social media. Yeah.
And like you're saying, back to the Craft Coop, it's such when they came in, I was in absolute awe because I thought, what a great idea for people. Because everyone's always, how am I going to get my product out there? I can't afford to set up my own shop or you know, there is a limit to how much I can do this online. And I wish there was somewhere I could really be like, where people will be coming in and seeing it physically. And what a fantastic idea.
Yeah. And you know, what's amazing about the Craft Coop as well is that each shop prioritizes local creativity and you vote with your dollar, right? So if you're walking into the Craft Coop and you're spending even £5, you're investing in local creativity, right? Yeah. So if we want these types of independent stores that foster creativity, that invite in a deep value that I think communities thrive on, right? Then supporting the Craft Coop is supporting something much bigger than just the one product or the one person, right? You're supporting the local person, yes, where you know every single penny goes to their livelihood, but you're also supporting the concept of, you know, I want Camberley to be a place that attracts creatives. I want there to be great problem solvers here, and I want there to be innovation here. And it sounds silly that only £5 could do that, but it adds up, doesn't it?
It all does. It all does. Yeah. Definitely. Wow. Thank you for coming in and sharing all this with us.
My
pleasure. And like we said, you can have a look underneath, and there will be links for both your creatives, what you make, your jewellery, as well as the life coaching.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you. Hi everyone, I'm Tammy.
And I'm Alex.
And we are from SMJ Media Group.
We create fun-filled content for local businesses and for you guys to enjoy.
If you enjoy our content and would like to see more and let us get more creative, there is a way you can sponsor us at buymeacoffee.com/SMJ
Media Group.
And buy us a coffee.